Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Morning, sorry I'm starting a little late because my workspace is all messed up. Bunch of stuff just decided to, I'm gonna try one more thing. Gonna try closing it. You. Open main. What about the Treasuries one? In Treasuries. Nope. Close. Alright, well, we're gonna just have to do the reconstruction tapes a little later, I guess. Well, no, we can do them right now. I don't know. There's nothing going on. Well, let's do the analysis first, okay? Not much in movement in the overnight session. We're pretty much sideways, if you look at it, and E-mini is testing lower. So we could continue to have a move up. We'll see. So there's that. And then the Bitcoins. The Bitcoins have been fighting quite a bit, but have continued to stay somewhat low from Friday's numbers. So I do think there is a chance, especially since we had this morning, this thing right here. I think there's a chance that they're going to try and test lower. So that's where we're at with that. Yeah, let's let's pull up the links. Here's the Jigsaw, or there's Twitch. There's YouTube. There we go. Well, I would have to say that the trend is up. So if we were going to buy, maybe we could do 24. Wait, that one's the reconstructed tape, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's why. Dum, bum, bum, bum. Okay, so they broke what would be the range, so no trade. It's kind of fun playing with them, to be honest, moving everything around. I wish there was better tools to help you like line things up though. There we go. Okay, well, I would still prefer to see along. Don't you think? There we go. Okay, maybe here the view up. Asian holidays today, huh? Well, the one thing I do see is that the volume has definitely been up. Okay, these two ticked up. Refreshing on this offer here. I'm not sure I can take this. I was thinking about hitting into it. Okay, they did tick up and they put volume on it. And this one weak, so I think if we could get filled to 23, we'll take it. That's not right. Got a few contracts that are rolling over today. Need to update. There we go. Yeah, well, we missed that one. So normally here would be where I would be FOMOing in. I want to wait and see if we could potentially get another push down. I'd have to say that was a pretty good pivot there long. Mm-hmm. Well, that move up kind of came a little short. Okay. Well, I did not like the way that that went. Nobody's hit 22.5 yet, so I like that. I don't like be risking one tick. In fact, let's just move that one up just to be sure. Okay, well, it's done that too many times, so I'm just going to stretch it, to be honest. Okay. Yep, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, that one, you know, I had had the order there for a while, right? I don't think I was watching it closely enough because when it came down, the way that it got filled, I just did not like. I probably should have tried to break even on it right then and there. I probably would have gotten filled. Or, you know, I possibly could have pulled it when it came down that quickly. So I didn't really like that, the way that that setup happened. What I wanted, excuse me, I wanted to get it and take a two from it. But I should have known when they didn't trade up to 25 that they would come back down a little bit more strongly. And this could still be a long here, actually. So that right there. I think it's a little bit we appear to be in the zipper, so I don't think that I should be taking it, but I do see a potential long at 22 there that you could have gotten filled on. They only traded like 50 into 21.5, right? Which is one higher than last time. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So if I had taken that long, I think I would have gotten out there. Yep. And the only thing I see is that I'm not really seeing the big orders sell into this super hard. So they seem to think it's a little bit too much on the edge, I guess. I'm going to move this since the interest area is definitely here. Notice interesting that we put there was a 15K iceberg here at one point. I think that was on Friday. Was that on Friday? I don't know. 24.5? Yeah, it may have been Friday. And that's exactly where it stopped at. Significant. If they were able to break that high, which at the moment looks like a pipe dream, but you never know. If they were able to break that high, it would be a pretty significant one, I'd say. Okay, it did go up. Barely. It took a lot for them to pull out of there, didn't it? Hmm. Nope. Nope. Well, that was a pretty big iceberg they just ran over. May be a good continuation signal right there. there you may have been able to get filled too. If there's 2,000 trade at 23, then you definitely would have gotten filled. Getting? What the heck is wrong with me? Okay. Well, now you definitely would have filled. Okay. Let's reset it again. Okay. So that 7K just showed up. You gotta be careful because I don't want this to come down in that pull. Ow, and they just disappeared. If we tick down and that 5K starts acting fishy, I might just sell it. I think on a rangy day, that's more likely to be a reversal signal for starters. Didn't really create the pressure either, did it? I mean, not that much went into 24. They did. I don't recall if that's the first time they touched it. Maybe I should reset my timer on here so that it's longer. Okay, they did tick up. I did get a long down there, but I pulled it and then it wouldn't have gotten filled anyways, so it's like... Did the right thing, but... didn't take it again. Oh, we're going to get some Supreme Court decisions today. That should be interesting. That ticked up. Now they're stuck in a zipper up here. Although it's one tick short of the high, I think they might trade a little bit there and then sell into that. Frankly, you could risk a short here. But I would prefer to take a long. I mean, we've had higher lows now, past 3-4 pivots. So, I don't know. Probably anything above 23 would be okay. Maybe we'll take a short. Because if we come down here, well, so first we'd have to tick down. Then if we are able to clear 23.5, and I think that you could see some pulling at 23.5, then you get back to this 23. Now if there's some pulling at 23, which I think there's a good chance of happening, then we could have a good trade and they may actually break the bottom of this range. However, the volume is long in the FYT at least. In the knob, just kind of, it's hard to say in the knob what's going to happen there. And we did just get a big order show up in the E-mini. Minutes. So just the 700. It's at an even number. Well, the funny thing is that we did have some opportunity down there, didn't we? But it's just way too hard to get filled. Peter is short CB. Okay, well, I'm seeing some absorption on that bid, so Probably don't want to go short there. See how this 23.5 reacts if they go through. There's like some refreshing here. Okay. They broke through the iceberg and 23.5 pulled. Yep, I like that. I really like that. Hmm. I also like that. This is going on in the 5-year. Maybe we need to reset there. Okay. The 30-year as well. Okay, they all tick down. Okay, I like that downtick. Only 2021. Okay, so it was 4. Yeah. Nobody's hit it yet, though. I think there's a good chance that we go through that, but we could just take the +1. Also, should note on the target that 22 is might be a little difficult to get filled at. We'll see. I might have to take +3 on it. Okay, they've hit it. There's a 5-year going ticking down. It's not holding a strong offer. They're not going to just bust through this. Okay, there's a 2. 2,000 on the offer is good. I think these guys at 23 do want to get filled. E-mini actually traded lower there. Okay, well, I kind of said that this should be able to hold 45, and they've pulled below it at times, but it has held, and not a ton has gone into it. This offer is absorbing, but it's not super strong. And they did trade up. In the 30-year, it's not very strong. In the 5-year, it's okay. I am thinking very seriously about just taking +1. Okay, so 196 now traded in there. I want to see. Okay, it was a 150 a lot. Now a 50 a lot. Okay, so sellers are getting a little more confident here. A couple of small orders. Let's see this pull, tick down, pull. Okay, there's the tick down. Nothing pulled. Not a strong offer. Still ranging. Okay, a little bit of a pull there as the 30-year ticked up. 13 on the offer, come on. Retail guy just sold in there, the little one lot, and a 23. Okay. I was really curious here in the 30-year. Gotta keep in mind that this was 7K at one point, and only 500 have traded into it. So a good 2,500 is pulled. Oh, look at that. Okay. $500 long bot. This just shows you how slow it's going in because I'm looking at every order now. Okay. So now they're selling it in the 5. But they didn't go through. Now this is 3. It really looks to me like the buyers, this was not just one order, this was not a spoof, but a bunch of different buyers that missed the train up, and now they're thinking twice about it. For this to really do anything, though, we would have to trade down through in the 5-year, and at the moment it doesn't look like they can do it. If they just sold all 689 there, I bet you there would probably be more icing. Well, okay, 462, that's a little better. This 30-year is holding, though. I like that. 235 now. Okay, so now it ticked down. Okay, they finally ticked down in the 5. Okay, they traded through 5,000 at 23. That is a little concerning. I mean, it's good, but that's more than I expected to trade there. So that means that the pulling wasn't actually pulling, it was just converting to icebergs. Here's where I'm saying, here's where I was saying that there's a good chance that they trade, well, I was really sure that they were going to trade 22.5 if they broke the 23. I think there's a good chance they clear it. I don't know what the chances are of them clearing 22, because 22 was the previous pivot, the mid of the previous pivot. So that might be where they stop, that they're not able to get through. Like maybe 50 will trade there. I'd call this a pretty good failure up at the top, though. So there is a... I'm not going to say there's a better than even chance, but I'm going to say that there's a better chance than there normally would be that we do break this low because we had a failure up at the high. And we are getting some serious volume short here now. I guess a lot of it is going to depend on how much they actually caught there. You know, like there's 5K that are trapped at 23 now. So if they can hold that 23, that'd be great. Okay. You traded there at 097. Okay. Okay. Flipping the level 2 there, just a subtle one, but okay, that offer in ZB is getting a little stronger again. ZB has been a good leader so far. I mean, the 5-year is definitely the one in control, but the 30-year has been trying to predict and has been good at it so far. $357. Okay. Well, we're getting awfully close to the E-mini open. At the moment, it looks like the E-mini, they're kind of in the middle of the bottom of this range, possibly eyeing higher. I'm going to remain patient because based off of this 30-year and the offer here and everything, I think there is a good chance they can trade through 22.5 at least, and then we can see what happens. Okay. A bit of buying there. They didn't break it, but there was buying there. Offers are puffing themselves up now. Okay, pull. There was a pull there in the 30. Wasn't a ton, but now the bid is weaker. Oh, they switching around. And this just keeps getting stronger and stronger. They're not pulling below 2, but every time they stack, it gets more. Okay, 31 that time. I think it's been 32 at one point, right? Lots of blabbing today from me, huh? Super slow. Okay, now they're hitting it with a machine gun. Nice. Very, very strong downtick. I'm gonna hold that because I really think I'm gonna get filled. And honestly, at the moment, I feel like I could get more than 4, but it's been so slow. Experience has said that the chances of us getting a longer range than that is a lot lower, and so we're better off just taking the 4 if we can get it. Now if ES decides to hit this, oh, they're not quite getting it. I was gonna say if the E-mini decides to bust through this 2767, then bonds could, then we definitely would get filled. But it's a little sketchy trying to make a trade off of the correlation, but it sure seems like the Treasuries would at least try to sell it. Okay. So here's the E-mini open. When it opened, those orders all changed. These are all flickering around a lot because of the E-mini. Well, their first test was lower. Okay, some absorption there. Good deal. That, my friends, that was a really good trade. Oh my gosh, I picked the perfect price. Look at that. It gets better. We got out at the right spot. Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm not going to say it was like the best. And keep in mind, well, like, what are our qualifications going to be for like it was a good trade? Like, if we're going to look at like the best trades ever, I would have to say, you know, one, it made a lot of money, and two, I saw something that not a lot of people caught and played it well, right? So from that perspective, I've definitely had better trades. But from the perspective of progress, I think that was the best trade we've had in a while, wasn't it? And the thing that was weird about it was that I really wanted the long when it was at 22 the first time. I really wanted the long, and you know, it just didn't quite work out the way I wanted to be able to see that. And so for it to have come back up here and failed by one, and me taking that, I was all just very much, well, I mean, I did follow the strategy though, but it was not my normal trade, was it? But I was really paying attention to the way I figured it was, here's the top. I wanted to go long here, didn't get it. But, sorry, I wanted to go long here, didn't get it. And then it came one tick short, came down, didn't get it again. Oh no, wait, this was the one where I took it, but then it went against me, right? That's right. So here was the one I went long, didn't work out. Tried to get it again, didn't get it. Then I got here one tick short. Oh, okay, it's worth a shot, and took it. And then the perfect spot. Wow. So now, there does seem to be a chance that they're going to trade back up and try to bust the high. But I think that sell was pretty strong, for starters. And then number two is that we got the E-mini going. So I really don't want to be messing with this at the moment anymore. Let the E-mini do its thing and maybe take a break for about 15 minutes. And I might just take the 3. Yep, exactly. Keith, we opened inside of Friday's value area. Slow flipping type action. Fade the extremes if order flow agrees. Watch the 19 half 20 if we get there. You had enough volume up there to lean on. Good trade. Yeah. There was a bit of luck on the getting the fill, wasn't there? On both sides. I mean, I would have gotten filled live for sure, but it was certainly a close one. So the amount of efficiency that I was able to pull out there is pretty amazing. Okay, well, the E-mini had a big puke lower, didn't it? See that 1,000 they sold through there and stuff. And there was some stacking after it went through too. Well, this sure does not look good for equities, does it? Where are we at in the longer term perspective? Okay. Oh, there's 27, 55, 25. Let's post some of this stuff in the equities indexes. Just send this file here. Talk about an inside day, man. They still have to break, yep. Lower highs and lower lows steady as she goes. Yeah, so here's the weird thing is that if I take a lower highs and equal lows for now, yes. In the end, at least. Is that the initial balance midpoint? Where were we at 7? I guess yeah, the midpoint would be about 23.5. Kind of like one tick between 22F and 23. Not that I'm going to take it, but I'm just going to watch it. So the one thing that bothers me here in the E-mini, you can't see it, can you? Move this over here. When we came down for those lows in the E-mini, they started stacking here at 2760. And it got even stronger when they started coming down. So there's probably still a good number of people short looking to get that. And this right here, where we're at 2766, it was a pivot. So, well, not a pivot, it was a target that got left behind. So we've got this 2766 and then 2767, 2767.50. Well, okay, so they've moved closer together. These two big orders right here in the 30, sorry, in ES, these 7Ks, 700s. So there's a lot to contend with in the E-mini. So they may try to hit it there. That might be the spot where the sellers try to make another move. If we do that, then I think you might see the pressure in the treasuries flip again. But at the moment, it does not, like since we came down here to these lows in the E-mini, like the E-mini went down a good 5 points and treasuries were just ranging one tick. So the correlation is there, but you can't really make money off of it. Now this spot right here, this is maddening. Like, talk about bad action. technically in the 10-year and the 5-year, we are in just a consolidating range, even though the E-mini definitely took a good trend lower. These two are in range. And the spreads really aren't telling us anything important either, so yeah, well, maybe you get filled at 22.5 now if you wanted to play the range, but I would be staying out. This looks like the worst action you could get. Oh, they took another one. You're gonna go through 21.5 now. Probably a pretty good chance that they break it now. They're gonna have to break it by more than a tick though, right? They need to go to 20.5. This is just awful. Awful action. Okay, well, the E-mini did get up through their resistance points, and you can see that when they did, all of the orders flipped long. That's super interesting. Look at that. I posted the picture in the equities indexes channel so that you can see that, but it's a very clear, like once they went through that level, all of the orders showed up above it. So it was like a bunch of people took that as a long signal. I'm wondering if well, I mean, let's see if this one works out. I think that would be a pretty good theory that people have gone long there. So I think that you could take a log here and the humidity and make money. It'd be a lot better than the crappy action we're having in the treasuries. Strong buying there. No, okay, I forgot about that. There is news at the top of the hour. That's interesting. Trump just tweeted that crime in Germany is way up. It's actually at its lowest level since 1992. I'm a little skeptical about that one, but it's funny if that's true. Let's read their actual statistics. Oh, a drop of 5.1% over the previous year. Okay. Lots of comments on that one too. Even Sakamochi is saying that Trump should stop atrocious policy of separating families. This is going to be interesting because I don't think that Donald Trump is going to reverse on the policy of trying everybody for crossing the border illegally. But there are probably some things that he could do to fix the problem, like perhaps processing the people faster or something. I don't know. Or maybe Congress will act, but he's not. I don't think he's going to give up. He would certainly look weak if he did. But this issue sure looks like a burden on them. So I don't think you can just ignore it either. And politically, it's a pretty big loss for them, I think. Fourth tested 21 half. Okay, so where I said maybe this is a long signal, they actually seem to be pivoting again. Oh man, he's been tweeting this morning about it, in fact. Let's see. Why don't the Democrats give us the votes to fix the world's worst immigration laws? Where is the outcry for the killings and crime being caused by gangs and thugs, including MS-13 coming into our country illegally? And then there's this claim about crime in Germany being up, which they say is wrong. We don't want what is happening with immigration in Europe to happen to us. So I was wondering if this was going to come up. Children are being used by some of the worst criminals on earth as a means to enter our country. Has anyone been looking at the crime taking place south of the border? It is historic with some countries, the most dangerous places in the world, not going to happen in the US. It is the Democrats' fault for being weak and ineffective with border security and crime. Tell them to start thinking about the people devastated by crime coming from illegal immigration. Change the laws. Yeah. So what was happening was that if somebody came into the country illegally, but they had family with them, then the border patrol was basically letting them go. Like they could say, oh, we're claiming asylum. And they said, oh, okay, well, your hearing's not for a week. So they would let them go and then they'd never come back to the asylum hearing. And apparently in a lot of these cases, the kids that were with them weren't even theirs. And so he's going into that and making the case that the previous policy was dangerous to children. I mean, it's he does not ever give up, does he? He's gonna fight every time. Okay. The E-mini stopped and is ranging. My wife just whistled from upstairs at the birds and now they're really freaking out. E-mini hasn't fallen yet, so I could be wrong, and I don't know how much of an edge it is, but it just to me does not look positive in the E-mini at the moment. To me, it looks like they're gonna take another dip. Maybe they maybe they fall short of a new low. Let's see. If they fall short of a new low, I would definitely want to take it long. He tweeted this like 45 minutes ago, and there's not actually that many comments. Like, on the Trump world of things, there's not that many comments on it. They're more interested about Germany. There's also some political uncertainty going on in Europe with Merkel potentially going, is what they're saying. I'm a little skeptical that would happen. Emini trying to save it. Nobody posting statistics. I don't know, guys. I don't see somebody pushing back on that. So I love the statistics. Right, we're trading. We have to look at the statistics. I don't see something counter saying that crime really is up. Hmm. Okay, here's one from Reuters in January 3rd of this year, saying that it was up. Hmm. Well, man, it's still within this range. But I was correct that you could take one tick between the um, the 22.5 and 23, and so. But I think that the action just made it like way not worth it. Now we're having a hard time beating the last pivot. I mean, you could potentially short it here again, but it seems like so dependent on what the E-mini is doing. The E-mini still hasn't fallen. I'm gonna have to say that I'm not gonna take a final trade here in the last 30 minutes. I'm really interested to see what the E-mini does here. Oh yeah, Tucker was pointing out that I could probably fade it short again. Well, you could still fade it short at 23, but I just don't like the context of it. Like, I don't know. So one of the things is that the correlation between the E-mini and Treasuries has been kind of tenuous. Like, E-mini moved quite a bit, and Treasuries are still just kind of sitting here. So, like, I think that whatever would maybe push us back down, like, say the E-mini recovered and it pushed us back down, it seems like those forces are unreliable at best. You know what I mean? I mean, they could just buy right through that any second if they really wanted to. All it would take is one guy. Oh, so many Germans in this thread. I'm a little skeptical about that. Okay, well, quite a bit more of hit into 23.5. 350 at least. I mean, that's more than. Oh, you know what? There was actually a buy at 1683 the first time. Okay, well, you would have been able to get at least one. Yep. Another trip to the sprinkler place. Hopefully tomorrow when I come home, we can get the last of that done and don't have to worry about the yard anymore. Well, I mean, probably tomorrow won't be the last day, but maybe the last day of hard work. Okay, well, 830 still within the range. Would have gotten one tick off of that if we had taken it, so. Yep. I see Tucker already left. E-mini's still kind of chopping, although slightly higher. So I will be interested to see how it works out. I still kind of think that the E-mini might move up, but I'm not sure. So we took 2 trades. One wasn't a very good trade. Should have tried to get out of it sooner and canceled the order, because I knew just the way that I was getting filled that it was bad. Then this one was just a great trade, so we're all really happy about this one, I think. And yeah, if any of you are around, something I would really appreciate, or I think would help everybody, but I would really appreciate it particularly, is if you, at the end of your trading day, go back and comment on this video how you did or something about the action, so that we can kind of, when we're looking back through the videos, we can kind of remember, like, oh, okay, this day this person did well and this person didn't and whatnot. And not only will it help the videos get better views, but it'll give us a better record of like who was doing what in the community. So just a thought. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.